Welcome to Featured Films. My name's Joe. Today we're talking about Black Panther. Did the movie have claws? Or was it just a cute little kitten? Let's find out. Thanks for stopping in and watching the video today. We're going to talk Black Panther. This movie came out in 2018 and it had so much hype going into it that it was going to be just incredibly hard to live up to it. But the trailer, the character, when we saw Black Panther for the first time in Captain America Winter Soldier, like everything built up to it, and it was just, I don't know, I couldn't imagine that it was actually going to live up to the hype, but I was super excited for it. And then it came out, and it was a cultural explosion. It was everywhere, on every show, every talk show, it was commercials, it was every video, it was everywhere. No matter where you looked, everything was talking about Wakanda. It was spectacular, and I loved it. And it's for a good reason, because this movie exceeded the hype. It was so good. The cast is loaded, the directing is phenomenal, the writing was exceptional. It was just top notch, and in my opinion, it's probably the best Marvel movie in the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. And let's talk about that cast, because it is loaded. You have Angela Bassett, Sterling K. Brown, Winston Duke, Forrest Whitaker, Andy Serkis, Martin Freeman, Denai Guerrera, Lupita Nyong'o, Letitia Wright, who in my opinion just stole it every time that she was on screen. Also, we have Daniel Kaluuya, who plays W'Kabi, which is one of T'Challa's closest friends. And then obviously your top two, which are Michael B. Jordan and Chadwick Boseman. I remember the cast being really full and everyone doing a great job. And at the time, there were a lot of people on it that it was kind of iffy on like how they would do. There were a lot of questions. But whenever the movie came out, every question was just immediately answered and silenced. Everyone did an excellent performance and just killed it. As I mentioned before, Letitia Wright was just hilarious and witty and so much fun. She was an unexpected bright spot of that movie, and she just was so charismatic and hilarious. Denai Guerrera was excellent as well. She was the firm but warm and loving Okoye and the leader of the Dora Milaje. But the performance from Michael B. Jordan and Chadwick Boseman in this movie was out of this world. They both just went off, and you could tell they loved the characters and just really immersed themselves in it. And they brought forward just so much depth to the characters. I think a large part of that is obviously from the writing and directing from Ryan Coogler, who had previously worked with Michael B. Jordan several times on a couple other movies, including Creed and Fruitvale Station. And from interviews and everything, we could see that Chadwick just connected and loved him as well. Him and Ryan Coogler immediately got along great, and they went to work on this movie and just knocked it out of the park. Now, another part of the movie that was just exceptional was the music, and all the original music was done by Ludwig Göransson, who has now gone on to do The Mandalorian and several other movies, and he's just an exceptional talent and a musical genius. When different characters were on screen, different themes and types of music would be playing. Anytime that Killmonger came on, there would be like hip hop and things, and then when T'Challa would come on, it would become more like African beats and things, and it just created this powerful feeling that each character would set a tone when they were on screen. Now, the only bad thing I can even say about this movie is that at the end, in kind of the big climactic battle, there's some pretty iffy CGI, and it kind of suffers and takes you out of the scene. But the moment that they cut back to the actual actors and you're just drawn back in because of the powerful performances, and it actually leads to some of the best lines directly after that combat by Michael B. Jordan and Chadwick Boseman. And obviously with COVID things have been pushed back with production, and I kind of hope that it leads to them bringing back Ryan Coogler and the original crew. I don't think they were quite going to be bringing him back, and I think it'd be smart if they did. It was just so amazing, especially since Chadwick's passing. I think really only Ryan Coogler could, honor Chadwick in that way. So I would love to see that original directing and writing crew come back and do it all again, because I think only they have this real depth and touch with the movie, with the spirituality and the heart of the film, to where they can still honor Chadwick but move things forward and maybe take it in a newer, different direction than what they had originally expected, because obviously they had expected Chadwick to, not pass so suddenly. And let's talk about the writing in this movie, because it was phenomenal. It was very Shakespearean. You had layer on top of layer on top of layer on top of layer of different plots and angles, and it just mixed and served so well with just juxtaposing, T'Challa with Killmonger, and them having very similar ideas of wanting to have Wakanda just be this great, powerful nation, but them wanting very different end goals and having different ideas of how to go about making that happen. And even originally in the beginning of the movie, we see T'Challa say that he wants to keep Wakanda very, isolationist and keep within itself and still hide from the world. But by the end of the film, from seeing everything that he does with Killmonger and all the things with all the whole theme of the sins of the father, and seeing what all the previous Black Panthers and Kings had done and the mistakes they had made, he decides to go in a different direction and change that. And it's something that Wakanda has never done. And that's kind of where we get the end scene after the credits and everything roll, where they say that they're going to kind of enter the world and start sharing their technology with everyone. And you kind of see the ripples of that through the future movies whenever you have all these different new technologies popping up throughout the world during Avengers Infinity War and Endgame. I definitely highly recommend this movie, and whether you get it on Disney Plus and watch it and stream it there, or whether you actually go out and just buy the movie, you would not be upset if you bought this and had never seen it before and added it to your collection of movies. It's a great, fantastic movie, and you'll find yourself watching it over and over, even without having known anything about the other Marvel movies. There are things that, if you've seen the other movies, it adds to it, but you don't need to. This movie is so good on its own that you don't need the rest of the Marvel movies. I am really excited for the sequel. I can't wait to see the cast and crew and everyone come back. It's going to be very different. I don't know what to expect now that Chadwick is gone, but I'm excited to see what they do, and I trust that they're going to do great things with the movies. And I really hope you get out there and watch this movie. If you've watched it before, or even if you end up watching it because of this review, come back in, go down in the comments, let me know what you thought. I'd love to talk about this, what you'd hope to see in the upcoming movie, and just kind of brainstorm, because I've got my own personal thoughts and ideas of what I'd like to see, but I'd love to see other people's ideas. And there are definitely some fan favorite ideas out there, and I'm kind of interested to see if anyone's got anything quite like mine. Now, before we go, I do want to say that here in February, I am going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be watching a bunch of quote-unquote black movies because it's part of Black History Month in February. I wanted to expand my own movie repertoire, movies I've seen over the years. Growing up, I kind of have this kind of blind spot of movies that were just not, I guess, available or did not come across me while growing up. And so I want to watch them. I've reached out to people and gotten suggestions, and if you have any suggestions, definitely comment down below. I'd love to take them, because I have a bunch of movies that I know I'm going to review, but there are some that I'm still not sure what I'm going to do. I want to reach about 10 to 12 videos, so hopefully I can do that. So help me out, leave some comments down below. I want to expand my own horizons, review things, and maybe give an outside perspective of someone who had not seen them growing up. I would love to maybe give an open-minded review and watch these movies. And I mean, I truly, truly love all movies. So I'm excited to watch these and expand my horizons by honoring Black people, Black culture, Black movies, and to show appreciation for the art, the artists, and maybe expand some other people's views and show them some other movies that maybe they had missed that, they might enjoy watching too. All right. Well, one last time before I go, just make sure you like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you thought of the review, what you thought of Black Panther, the movie, and you all have an excellent day.